this video is going to basically be about a quick note of something that I just found out today and wanted to share with you guys. And I've always already kind of knew, because that's my approach on everything when it comes to creating content for promotional or anything like that. And that's basically finding your style. Finding the style that you're confident to stand behind and to be proud of, because the opinions and the negativity is going to come from all different ways and all different angles. People are going to have their own opinion, because opinions are basically like, you know, buttholes. Everyone has one. So to get to my point here, my wife had a client, and she went out to go relist a house that she was going to do for a client. She already sold them a house, and she bought them a house for them, and this is just kind of recurring business again for her. So they asked her to come out and relist it. Long story short, she got out there, and I wasn't there this time. And last time, 3 years ago, before she was shooting all the video and all the photos, I was the one doing it. So the husband pulled her aside and says, "Where's Jason?" She said, "Well, I'm doing it now, and I'm doing pretty good, so I think we'll be all right. Don't worry about it." He said, "No, I believe you. I believe you, but I really liked some of the stuff he was doing." And she's like, "Well, what would you like?" And he said, "I like the fact that he took a picture of my flame on my stove." And she smiled, because that's something she knew I've always taken. I've always believed that the story is in the details, right? It doesn't matter what you're covering. It doesn't matter if you're doing a home or if you're doing a movie. The story's in the details. The story's in the eyes, right? So that's why you go in for a close-up on a dramatic scene, right? So it made me, when she came back and shared that with me, and then of course it made me smile. I thought it was great, and it was a compliment, but I realized, you know, it's the style that he tapped into, that he remembered about me. I want to show you some pictures that my wife has recently done. She's found her style, and granted, the stuff she's doing is influenced a lot by how I showed her, but she's taken that and then just added more to it just to make it even better, right? So here's a small house, right? You take a look at it, and it's a tiny little house, and her issue is to show this house at its fullest. Now you take a quick glance at it and you think that's a tiny, cute little house. But when you go inside, you realize that it's a very large house, but from the road, it's tiny. She's adding her style to it. Now watch, she's gonna tell a story in her style. She took a shot in this house at an angle because she wanted to show a sense of mass, right? You can see that the lines are going out in different directions. Now that's not traditional photography for real estate, because you know there's just, once you see one real estate photo, you've seen them all. It just seems to be, right? So she's applying her style, and there it is. You can see it in her style right there with how she does and covers rooms. And she's also grabbing, which we're gonna do a video on pretty soon, about grabbing textures. Now, who's gonna grab a shot like this on a wall up that close? But that's her style. It stands out, and that's the key. Your style is who you are, and who you are is your brand. And if your style, your brand doesn't stick out different, if you don't have the courage to take your own approach to something that may be breaking the lines, breaking the rules, well, you're missing out, because you got to do what you're going to feel confident with and what you're going to enjoy doing, and you got to stand behind it, and you got to create that style. You got to, regardless of what you learn from my channel, it's finding your style, growing on it, developing it, get confident with it, and then just go out and do it. So if you like these videos, if you like the little note that I did today, please subscribe, like, and connect. I'd love to hear from you.